Well, we've had 2 days of rain here, and while it was raining I got my tire fixed for the RV. I see my neighbor out there doing some work. That's a beautiful thing. I was worried about him. It's been a long winter and he's got some various and sundry different difficulties. I'm glad to see him out and about. So I'm decided I'm going to go ahead and put new brakes on this. I've got them and it's all up. The only thing I was hesitant about is I know I'm going to have to get under that to get that caliper back on there, and I want that to be blocked up, so I'm going to spend some time considering how to block that up so that I can get under it without feeling like I'm risking my life when I get ready to put that caliper back on. And since it's sunshiny and beautiful, 45 degrees today, it's good enough for me. In fact, I love the idea of being out here in the sun. Without further ado, I'm going to cut the camera off while I go and grab some wood to use as blocking, and I'll block this thing up. I see my neighbor coming right there. That I can put under that spring hanger. But those little tiny pieces of wood scare me, because this thing weighs a lot and it could possibly just split them apart. So luckily I also found and remembered that I had this old antique screw jack, which is heavy enough to lift a house. In fact, that's what it's made for. And I can put it up snug and turn it a couple of turns and tighten it up under the back of this and get some good pressure on here, so that when I go under it, and I don't think there's any way this thing could move or fall, but if it did, it'll give me a little insurance between me and death, which is always a good thing to have. So I got one tire on here that's just basically insurance, and you can see my jack, how heavy this thing is. My hydraulic jack has sunk into the ground by a goodly bit. So what I could do while that tire is on there is I could take the pressure off of that and put something underneath it, like a piece of steel, and jack it up again. I might do that. Might do just that. What I'm doing is, before I take that jack out, I'm using this one to take some of the pressure off it. I think we're getting a pretty good workout here. Okay, let's move on. Any of y'all that ever need to lift a biggish wheel, instead of just trying to pick it up, you can put a bar up under it and lift it with the bar. And you can use your hand to kind of woggle it around into place when you need to. Yes. Well, you don't have to try to bend over and pick it up, mess your back up and stuff in the process. Now I can get where I need to be to do the work I need to do to get this caliper off. And what's going to be required is there's 2 pins. One's right here, one is down here, and those have to be gently driven out. I'm going to go find an appropriate piece of material that I can use to drive those out with, and I'll be right back.